Hello everyone, my name is Ashlyn Favors and this is my COMM211Project. Alright, so the model that I chose for this project is called the ADA model. It was created by an advertising advocate named Elias St. Elmo Lewis. Lewis came up with this through one of his marketing campaigns, and ADA stands for attention, interest, desire, and action. The funnel, as most people call it, it represents the processes that the consumer goes through before they enact purchasing something. One good example of the ADA model in marketing is the Chick-fil-A commercials. So, for example, in the commercial, they get real customers to positively talk about their products and why other people should purchase them as well. Alright, so the two studies I chose, the model that I chose for this project different is called the ADA model. Objectives. It was created the first one by was called the marketing strategy to influence consumer buying interest in the digital age. Came up with this through one of his marketing campaigns. But the first study was gauging to see how effective the ADA model was for specifically Gen X and purchasing skincare items goes through on major they enact social media platforms. At the end of the study, the group found that the ADA model was effective, but the platform you use to promote it is very important. For example, because also in the study, they found that their target audience of Gen X wasn't as receptive to the skincare products as why other people should purchase them as well. Millennials. Gen Z and millennials were their main consumers with the skincare products versus the audience that they were looking for. Model. It was created by an advertising advocate. The second study named Elias is called a comparative analysis of mobile and email marketing through one of using the ADA model. And it was used to determine if email marketing or mobile marketing was the most effective to get consumers to buy products. At the end of the study, they found that mobile marketing drove one good example of the action step of ADA marketing. The email marketing still had a lot of traction coming through. However, with the convenience of text messaging, they get real customers. The mobile marketing was positively more about their products, enticing why other people should purchase them as well. To just have a quick click and go buy what they wanted to buy. So the model that I chose for this project is called the ADA model. How to use the ADA model in your personal life. Named Elias St. Elmo To me, I think the best way to use this model is if his marketing campaign use it on dating apps. Stands for attention, Tinder, Hinge, and Bumble are some of the most popular as ones. Most people call it. I think if people started to apply it to their dating profiles, they could get more dates because you want to draw in one good example of with a funny picture or a good picture and a good prompt that you put some thought and effort into. For example, then in the commercial that creates they get real customers. After that interest, I believe that the desire and action why other people should purchase them as well. Once you start to really get to know a person. However, those first two steps of ADA are the most important. The model that I chose for this project is called the ADA model, and it was created by an advertising advocate. When you put the most effort into those two things, the people will come. And I think that on dating apps, a lot of people have trouble with that because some people don't want to fill out their prompts, or some people don't want to take the time to take nice pictures before they enact things like that. Purchasing something. One good example of the conclusion I came to after reviewing the studies and the ADA model
the
is
Chick-fil-A
that it's a classic example of,
for example,
if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
In the commercial,
and
they
an oldie but
they
a
get
goodie.
real customers.
If you are a small business
positively
that is
talk
starting
about their
out,
products,
then
and why
the
other
ADA
people
model
should
will be
purchase them
something
as
that
well.
is simple enough for a few people to follow, but
Alright,
it is still complex enough to draw
model that I
in
chose for
your
this
target
project is
audience
called the
and
ADA
customers.
model. It was created
And
by
even
an
for large businesses,
named
it
Elias
can
St.
be
Elmo
very
Lewis.
beneficial.
Lewis
However, for
came up with
larger businesses, it may be better to have a more in-depth
interest,
plan
desire, and action
for your business.
The funnel, as most people call it,
I want to thank you all for tuning into my
consumer goes
PowerPoint presentation,
before they enact
and I also want to thank you all for such a great semester.
One good
I had
example
a lot of fun
the ADA
chatting
model
with you guys over discussion posts, and I hope y'all have an awesome rest of your semester.
For
Thank
example,
you.